The word of the day is scones.
This is a typical English treat that I love. Scones with whipped cream and marmalade. So this time I'm sharing these scones with friends. Thank you.
Now we're going to concentrate on the phonemes or sounds of these words. So let's go to the first one. The first one that I mentioned is scone, right? Scone. But here in this word we have two possibilities. So the most important phoneme now is this O, but we have two possibilities. Either we say scone, and this is the symbol for the open O, scone, or scone with a schwa ou n, scone. Now, this is the British version and this is the American, right? So, scone, you see that here we have O is very soft sound, whereas O, you have to open more the mouth, right? Now, in this word, we have another problem. When we say the S, right, the plural, right, and we say scones or scones, we say this, nz, scones. These two consonants in English are called voiced consonants. Voiced consonants. And the problem with voiced consonants for Spanish speakers is that we tend not to say these things correctly. So, n, z are two consonants that have got sound or voice. N, z. Scones or scones. And let's go to the second one. Second one, remember that I mentioned scones with, yes, marmalade. Now here some people will argue that scones are not served with marmalade but with J, jam. Yes, that's another word, another possible word instead of marmalade, right? But let's go to the phonemes here. So we say that marmalade, this is a R sound, right? How do you pronounce this sound? Well, it's a very relaxed sound and with the open mouth. Marmalade. So here you see there are three syllables. Marmalade. Three syllables. You stress the first syllable, so this is the main phoneme in the word marmalade. The second important phoneme here is A, the A sound here. Yeah? So here, R. And we put two dots here because this indicates tension. The one that I said previously was jam. And this is another type of A. It's not the same as marmalade, but jam. What do you do with the mouth here? Smile, right? The sound of the cat.
Yes, I love cats, so I'm going to draw here a cat with some whiskers, all right? So the sound of cat.
So if you have R, it would be somewhere at the back of your mouth, and the sound it's more kind of central, right? So here would come jam, at, and jam is with an open A with tension, right? It's an open mouth. So suppose this is your mouth, right? Here we've got the tongue, right? What's the position of the different R and sound? Sound at the back of the mouth is softer, more relaxed, whereas this one is more tensed. Relaxation, tension. Next word that we're going to consider, we said that I love scones with marmalade and, yes, whipped. Whipped what? Whipped cream. Okay, so here we have another problem, and it's this ending. This ending drives people mad in Spanish. All right, so here we had the same problem here, nz, but here is pt. All right, and this sound, so here we've got a short a sound that we represent like this, and here it's pt. Now, what do you think this sound is? Do we put any voice here in p, t? No.
¿No es cierto? ¿No es cierto que no? ¿No es cierto que no?
No le ponemos nada de voz. Es un sonido sordo, tanto la P como la T. So in English, we speak of voiceless consonants. And these are the voiceless consonants that we find also in words such as talked, which is the past of talk. Pt, whipped, talked. Okay. Problem here and problem with the voice plural scones. So remember that these are two things that you need to pronounce in English, right? The endings, the consonant clusters. And the last one is cream. What do you think? What about this sound here? The E sound, cream, and I pronounce the M too, but whipped cream. Is this different from this one? There are all letters I, right? I, and here, well, EA, but it's not the same E. How to eat scones, and this is the English way. Please don't do this.
Now, come to think of it, there are different ways of splitting scones, but a truly British tradition is to split the scone by the middle, so that then you can enjoy putting a little bit of the cream, like this, a little bit of the marmalade by the side, and then enjoy. Okay, now we know how to do it in the proper way. Not really. These are the leftovers of the scones. As you can see, they were really very bad indeed. We didn't eat them at all. Now, to tell you the truth, a good scone has to be crunchy, and in the inside it has to be a little bit kind of, you feel the ingredients, you know, the butter, the wheat, the flour, but it was delicious, really delicious. The only inconvenience if you want to make scones is the type of flour you choose. It has to be a flour that is quite light so that the scone would grow in the oven. So be careful if you want to make scones in Spain, because the flour in Spain is not that good. You better go and buy some French flour, or flours that are lighter, as I told you. But these were delicious, so practically nothing is left.